if I had to remake a review of the Outlast Trials now that I'm past 700 hours, that the full release happened and stuff, what would I do? And I'm gonna say, I'm gonna do my review live. If I'm doing my review, because a lot happened and I'm now past 700 hours since the early access, I just feel like there's different things to say now. The game itself stays fun in its gameplay, choosing a trial, playing alone or with friends, having items, skills, rings, etc. The current Prima sets are good. Not a fan of the latest MKs that came with the last map, but that might be just me. I'm slightly bothered by the fact that we might end up with too many maps and Prima sets, and that devs Mikey, yeah, come here. And that the devs might just mess up with the next point I'm gonna talk about. Ever since the big summer update, the game just feels off to me. We're forced to have this battle pass like catalog, where if you want something, you have to unlock everything else, even if the stuff you're not interested in is first. And for people, I don't care about the 10,000 posters when I'm only interested in the room and the costumes. You know what I mean? Before you could grind, they appeared as buyable. You could buy them, but you could just buy the ones you wanted and not buy the rest. And for people who clearly don't have the time to grind, it just sucks because most of the stuff people want will be near the end of set catalog. The new matchmaking system got way worse than before. Everything is separated by difficulties and programs rather than searching for specific trials, program, or any, like before, which makes it so hard to find players. And I know people will say, why don't you just go on the Discord server and play with people? But no, you should not have to use an external program or to play the game. I should not have to use a Discord server to find players, just like developers should not only count on Discord for support and feedback, while the Steam forum of the game itself is filled with questions and feedbacks that are constantly ignored. The new user interface, I'm sorry to say it, but it's ugly, it's generic, just looking like a generic interface. Before it used to be like old documents, old files, and it was so cool. And you could choose programs and trials. You had program 1, the police station, program 2, the fun park, program 3, the orphanage, program 4, the courtroom. Each map had a program on its own. And then you had program X and program Omega as an event. And you had the main trial. You had a few MK trials and then the exam, which was redoing the main trial but an hardcore version with variators, and it was to see if you learn how to play those trials. Now it just, you can access every single trial of said program, but there's no differences. There's no exams. It's just there's very easy mode, normal mode, almost hard mode, and semi-hard mode, which is psych surgery. It's barely hard. Ultra was so fucking hard. Program X, the original Program X, was hard as hell. They added Program Genesis, which is an amalgam of all the programs containing almost every trial, and they removed all MK trials from it for some reason. They added a very easy mode, which ruins everything considering Genesis program was already too easy. They locked all MK trials behind event programs and escalation, which, by the way, event program has a rotation system and there's 3 slots wasted in the event program. Main trials can be played in Genesis regardless, so why waste 3 slots in the event program? But then again, most trials are missing from the event program, and you'll say, go play Escalation then. Do I should not have to count on random lists to let me play the trial I want to play just to have them ruined by a variator all the time. Like, maybe I don't want to play Cancel the Autopsy, which is my favorite MK trial, in introductory mode, which is very easy, because the only way to have a normal difficulty is to have a stupid variator that will force me to have a distorted screen through the entire trial and get epilepsy from it, or another variator that will make every enemy hear me at 30 kilometers around. I don't know, they just remove their freedom, man. To add like forced rotation and events that repeat non-stop until every 6 months, where we get an actual event that changes a bit. Like, before we got Countdown, we had nothing interesting for a while. The last interesting event was Prime Time, really. and the one with like the gas and the rats. But then Lupara event, I'm sorry, it was just literally the same trials, just with the new Prima set because they didn't finish preparing it. They just released it earlier, literally. My next point, Rebirth. Rebirth means nothing anymore, and it can be cheesed so easily. Before, you had to actually unlock Program X and Ultra. You unlocked Ultra by doing 2 Rebirth, you unlock Rebirth by doing one Program X, and you had to do every single trial of Program X to unlock Rebirth and get your release. Now, Rebirth tokens are given constantly by every single program all the time, and you can literally just farm the same 20 times to get all 20 tokens and farm Rebirth, like that. It ruins the purpose of earning it. And I want to say tasks ruined the events, in my opinion. So tasks are now dailies and weeklies, chores, tasks to do. Yes, I say chore because they feel like chores. And just like for Program X, before you had to actually do the event to unlock the poster and the cosmetics, you had to do all events of the same program to get the poster, which was unique, and you would get cosmetics that you could buy after. Now you can do the same trial non-stop just to get tasks done, like get an A plus rank 3 times, jump over 25 windows and this kind of shit, just to get the poster. Even if you haven't touched a single other trial of the program. And all cosmetic being tied to the catalog, you can just grind tokens from any trials and any programs. Like you can literally do Genesis, the event program in question, or Escalation. You will get tokens and you can buy them. Like you can buy the cosmetics, and of course you have to buy them in a specific order. You cannot get the ones you want instantly. Now, I think the game is still amazing. I know I've criticized it a lot since the beginning of the video. It's a very interesting game, really. When it comes to the story, at least. The Prima sets are funny and really diversified. The maps are fun. Playing with friends is probably the best experience in my opinion, but the game has just fallen off to me. And it became I want to be an ongoing online game with battle pass and rotations to make people grind for 70 hours kind of game, rather than the co-op or experience that it was before and that you could play every now and then. Should you buy it? Yes, definitely. I encourage you to go buy the Outlast Trials and play with friends and support the devs. Now, will you like it? I don't know, it depends on your taste. I know I like it with friends and for the story, but as a game itself, I don't feel like I want to play it anymore.